Episode 9 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. Today's episode recaps the Week 4 games and then analyzes the Week 5 matchups for their respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. They also will discuss how well they did predicting the other Week 4 games, as well as recapping the results from their head-to-head Week 4 fantasy matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings with your hosts, Captain Vuk and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
Welcome.
Holla at your boy.
Welcome.
Let's get it.
How's everybody doing out there today? Scolders, 12s, football fans. Welcome to episode 9 of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast.
What up?
I'm Billy Gold, along with my co-host, Captain Vuk.
In the building.
And the Maverick. Our production engineer, Mike. Top Gun Cruise. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Duck, he's coming back. That's my guy.
There we go. All right. Another great episode in store for you today as we're going to recap the Week 4 games and then take a deep dive into the Week 5 matchups for our respective teams. We also will predict the outcomes of all the Week 5 games as well as discussing our fantasy football team's results from the Week 4 head-to-head matchup between our squads, Cap. Our squads.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, are you ready to talk about that?
Ready to move on from that, to be honest with you.
And our projected Week 5 lineups. As always, I suggest you fill up your solo cup with the beverage of your choice, of course. Sit back and please get ready to enjoy another fantastic voyage. Hey, Cap.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to roll?
Captain.
Oh, they're calling me. They're calling me to the bridge. I'm ready. I am ready to go. So welcome back to episode 9 to our show, the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. To all of the 12s that have safely made their way back to Earth from the land of panic and chaos, thinking the Hawks season was over. Take a breath. I warned you not to press the panic button, and now I hope you see why. Yes, we were 1-2. Yes, we were facing a hot 49ers team that was, feeling real good at home, licking their chops against us, thinking we'd come in and be dinner. Yeah. Nope. We came to eat. I told you we were going hunting, and we did.
There was a personal phone call to the defensive coordinator, Ken Norton, from the Cap.
You know what? They missed Salah. He's doing his thing in the Jets, and we will give him some props later. But it wasn't all roses, but so what? We got the job done. We were the best team on Sunday in our stadium, in their stadium. And we will chop this up because we're not even close to hitting our stride. So keep your seatbelt fastened. Hang on. Destiny Travelways is on the move. Be gold.
All right.
Let's go.
We do hope Destiny Travelways is on the move in the fantasy football world because what I will tell you, the reservations there are stalled.
That's the second shot already. We ain't been on the air for 3 minutes.
All right. Let's start today so you get to know us a little bit better. Let's start today with some questions And then some open items. Sometimes I just shoot from the cuff and just shoot stuff out there, and then I got to correct it a little bit. Not that awful. I got a name wrong. That's not a big deal. So Cap,
What you got?
if you were alone on an island by yourself, alone.
Where's this going?
Let's go with the alone side. Well, we want the listeners to understand how you would survive. So,
Okay.
What are the 3 things you would want to have with you?
With me?
With you,
Got to have a knife.
a knife,
Okay, I gotta have some rope
rope,
and the ability to make fire.
ability to make fire.
Yep.
Okay, so I think I
gotta eat. I gotta have some shelter, and I gotta be on the move. I can't stay stagnant.
I took a different approach to this, and I went back to Odin.
Uh-oh.
So, what I'm asking for is endless food.
Yeah, we kind of picked up on that in the last episode. You pay attention to the menus,
Right.
and that's pretty cool.
Endless solo cup,
Oh yeah, that's definitely in the mix.
and of course, direct TV.
Oh, okay.
So while I'm
in
watching
survivor
the games,
mode.
while I'm watching the games, Cap's gonna be spearing the fire, going, "What the Seahawks do this week?"
Yeah, I'm gonna be hunting and get me some food and trying to figure out how to get up out of there.
No, if it's a beach, I'm hanging out.
Oh, that's
blue
funny.
water, endless solo cup, endless food, and direct TV.
Of which you have the hookup,
I
right?
have to. By the way, I need to preface direct TV with the NFL package, because if I just ask for direct TV, the superior beings from up above will give me direct TV without the NFL package, and I'll be
Nice.
going, I didn't ask for it correctly. So, all right, just wanted to move on that. So,
Good stuff.
what's up with you, Kat?
I got a question. I have 2 questions, but one of them is for B Gold.
All right.
What in the world is a chucklehead? I don't know where I've never heard that before. So I was like, what? What is that?
I have been asked that before. So, a chucklehead is a polite way of me not saying something very nasty about somebody. It's just a polite way if kids are around to say, "You're a chucklehead because I can't say what I really think you are."
Okay.
Is that a fair answer?
Understood. I had a feeling it was something along those lines,
You know what?
but I had to ask.
Here's what I can reference you to, Cap. Go check the Jerry Burns interview again, and you might get a couple. That last one you came up with,
Yeah.
that's what they might be.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's good. Yeah, I got it. And the readers and the listeners, I think, wanted to kind of know too. So, are you ready for the question for the real deal? Are you in position to answer this for him?
I'm ready.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the real deal is in the building. We'll see how long he stays. So here's the question. If the real deal played in the NFL, and we know he'd play for the Vikings, but the question is, what position would he play and why? I have my thoughts, but I got to hear from the man himself.
Super simple. Who controls the game?
You tell me, the refs in some situations, the quarterback.
Yes, they do. But you know what?
Coach.
You can be better than the refs. You can be better than the coach. I'm the QB. You know what? And you know what? As
What?
bad as the defense could play, as bad as the kicker could be, if I do my job and every time I get the ball, get 7 points, I cannot be beat.
So you're saying you're in the best position to impact the game as the
Absolutely.
quarterback.
Quarterback.
Even though I see the real deal wanting to play some defense and hit some people.
Well, I will tell you this. I didn't say I wasn't a dual threat.
Oh, okay. So there's a chance you might be on the other side.
Not
Okay.
a chance.
Got it.
Not a chance. If I am on defense,
Yeah.
I have to be the man in the middle, calling the shots.
Middle linebacker.
Exactly. I got to be calling the alignments. I have to be dropping back when I need to. I need to come up and thump when I have to. And by the way,
All right.
I know how to thump.
There you heard it there live, ladies and gentlemen, from the real deal himself.
And we got to get Top Gun a microphone just for one word comments, because he'll tell you, I know how to thump.
You heard it there, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to go any further because the statute of limitations has not arrived yet.
All right.
So
Let's move on to some open items. I only have one from the previous episodes. And Cap, you had asked me what my favorite football movie was. And I was so excited about the question that I was just going, mean machine, mean machine, mean machine. It actually wasn't called Mean Machine. It was actually called The Longest Yard. Those of you who have saw the movie knew exactly what I was referencing, but there were a few people that said, I Googled Mean Machine to try and watch it, and I didn't know what the heck you were talking about.
Yeah, I got caught up in the chant myself,
Exactly.
and I know the name of the movie, but I was all locked in.
So it was The Longest Yard, Burt Reynolds in a prison, and he got a football team together to play against the guards. And I'm telling you, some of the guys he got were all-time actors, and
Good movie.
Just such it's a great movie. But anyway, let's move on to a tip of the cap from the cap.
This is the captain. Got a tip of the cap ready to go. Captain. There they go. They calling me to the bridge, y'all. So listen, my tip of the cap this week is a dual tip. It goes to the city of New York in the versions of the New York Jets football team and the New York Giants football team. The Jets got their first win at home against the Titans and got a W. And the Giants got their dub against the Bayou Brothers from New Orleans in their house in overtime. I see you, Saquon Barkley. So the Giants have fight. The Jets have fight. They're not done. And I have to give them both a tip of the cap because it's easy to fold up the tent. They both said, nah, son, we coming back. So good for them.
Exactly. But, you know, I'm actually proud of you.
Proud of me?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because you called out a New Orleans Saints loss.
I know, I did. I did. They earned it.
I'm proud of you. So
it was not easy. My cousin called me up immediately, not happy.
With those teams, are they ready to abandon ship?
Nah, I don't think so. I'm not a fan of pushing that panic button this early in the season. So the Jets are good. They showed you they can fight. This is a 17 game season. Same with the Giants. Way too early to be thinking like that, but there might be some teams thinking like that, but I don't think it's time for that right now.
Exactly. And the Jets, who did they beat?
The Jets beat the Titans.
The Titans.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. It's all good.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just asking.
You're going somewhere.
No, that's a question.
You're going somewhere.
No, I'm just trying to get
You're trying to get a feel for things.
Trying to get an overview of the NFL, who beats who and what happens when.
I got you.
So if the Jets were to match up with the Seahawks, what are we thinking?
Oh, it's a wrap. Seahawks all day.
And even at New York?
Oh, it doesn't matter. We could play on the moon and we're going to get it done. No gravity. We got this.
All right, good. Matchups are.
I know. I'm watching your win losses too now. Don't worry.
you don't have to watch many wins. Just watch the losses.
Oh, no, it's early.
Actually, you watched the win. Just watch the losses.
I did, but you're the best 1-3 team in the league, honestly.
Yeah, I feel a lot better after that, Captain.
I know.
So, I got the real deal moment of the week.
Can't wait.
You can. Russell Wilson did his magical spin move and got away from a sure sack to throw a 13-yard TD to wide receiver Freddie Swain during the third quarter. I've seen him do his spin many times, and you would think there'd be a book thicker than the old telephone books you used to get.
Yeah, yep.
On how he turns and does the same thing.
Yeah.
And it continues to happen.
He hadn't done a lot this year because he hadn't really had the time. And he had taken some shots on some third down, dropbacks. And for him to get out of that one at that time, I mean, I feel like listening to the Seahawks chant right now because that was awesome.
Let's give the Seahawks
awesome.
chant. That'll go good.
All day.
Wilson. And by the way, that wasn't to Russell Wilson. That was my dog Wilson upstairs.
Yeah, they do have a Russell Wilson chant every once in a while in Seattle, though. It's pretty sweet.
I did not name my dog after Russell Wilson, by the way. I named him after Castaway, that movie. The what was it a soccer ball where he drew the face on the soccer ball and he called him Wilson.
I have to say I have not seen the movie.
Oh.
But I do want to let the listeners know, though, if you've never seen Wilson, if he was in the NFL, he'd be a 3 technique. And if you don't know what that is, that's a person that plays inside the guards and over the center on occasion on the defensive line. So he's He's a solid four-legged beast.
He's the meaty boy.
He's a good one, though. He's a good dog.
He's a good dog. Okay. Let's move on to the week 4 recap of the Vikings-Browns game. First, I'm coming off a very emotional high from my trip to Minnesota.
Okay.
Sails were up high on the Norseman ship, sailing along in the waters, looking around, nothing in sight, on to better pastures. And then Cleveland comes to visit. We take the ball downfield. They deferred. And we go up. Cousins, offensive line. Everybody executes. We go up 7-0. We lost to the better team today, simply put. The Browns led by head coach, former Minnesota Viking assistant coach, Kevin Stefanski. They beat us. It was a tough battle. They got a road win. I said it 2 weeks ago, but now it'll be in the headlines.
Uh-oh, he's going back after that man.
The Mike Zimmer era in Minnesota is officially on life support. By the way, kickers.
Oh, goodness.
On episode 7, I talked about Raiders kicker Daniel Carlson and how they should have given him an opportunity to grow before cutting him. Browns kicker, current kicker, Chase McLaughlin. He was on our practice squad in 2019 and again in 2020. He was 2 for 2 today with a long of 53. Our kicker, Greg Joseph, he already missed a field goal that cost us the game. McLaughlin hasn't missed a field goal or extra point yet this year. During this game, with the Vikings leading 7-0, Coach Zimmer,
your guy,
passed on giving Joseph a chance for a 53-yard field goal and instead went for it on 4th down, and they did not make it.
What was the distance on that? Do you recall? 4th and
6.
Okay. Is that a courage
It
thing?
might have been 4. I'm thinking 6.
But was it a courage thing with the coach or trust or what's going on?
No, Cleveland on the previous drive was inside our 10-yard line or 20-yard line in the red zone, and they went for it on 4th down and didn't make it. So I think Zimmer took that as a challenge that this game, people needed to make decisions on 4th down, whether to get 7 or 3. But I also think Zimmer said 53. He couldn't make it from 39.
Hey, there's pain in the room right now.
It really clouds your judgment on doing that. And I'm not a big believer of that. I'm a big believer is stick with what your gut tells you. I can't tell you how many times I've made a choice on something, especially fantasy football, or I'm not a bettor, but just the fun bets. And I sometimes do too much research and change it at the last minute, and your initial gut is usually right.
You overthink it.
You overthink it, or you're trying to make a reason for you to change it. So I think that's what's happening here. He knows that he has marching orders to make it to the playoffs this year, or quite frankly, he's out and they'll pay him his last year and we'll move on. I don't know what's out there other than Brian DeBall, the OC from the Bills, who I've talked about in previous episodes. And I still think that's an option. So let me give you something else, Cap, before we move to your game.
What you got, brother?
I think another thing that continues to irritate me, well, not me, but the real deal.
Oh, seatbelts on.
Is that many of our assistant coaches have left and won Super Bowls. They've left. They've won Super Bowls. We don't have one. We have an NFL championship that counts, but we still have to go to the Super Bowl that year, and we didn't get it done.
Hang on, brother. Hang on.
So, Brian Billick, Brian Billick, right?
Yeah.
Brian Billick.
Yep.
Our
Ravens
offensive
fame.
coordinator goes to the Ravens. He goes there, and he has Trent Dilfer as his quarterback. He does enough to get by because his defense is so great, and he wins a Super Bowl.
I did not know he was with you guys before that.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Mike Tomlin.
Come on. Don't.
Yes.
What is going on with you guys?
Mike Tomlin was a coach for the Vikings.
Oh,
He
wow.
goes to the Steelers. Now, I will say this. He also inherited a pretty good team when he took over. He wins a Super Bowl. Tony Dungy.
Yeah, I do know that.
He goes and wins the Super Bowl. And finally, Pete Carroll.
Yep.
He coached with us. We had 4 coaches that were with us.
And he was loyal, too, as you described in the last episode.
Yeah, they were all loyal, but it was time for them. They have to take advantage of an opportunity.
Wow.
All right. So they were all viewed in certain circles as coaches the Vikings would have been better off retaining and elevating the head coach. Just to be fair, Dungy, Tomlin, and Billick would never have gotten my vote to be the head coach at Minnesota. And we're nothing more than a product of the environment they went to.
Kind of like Gruden, maybe, with his first
Yeah.
Super Bowl?
Yeah,
Okay.
he won his Super Bowl because he knew all the plays that were being called from his former team.
Yeah.
So Billick, Tomlin, Dungy, respectful coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Dungy and Billick are no longer head coaches. Tomlin, the only reason Tomlin's a head coach, and I have this thing. I always go after these head coaches. I don't mean to do it.
The Rooney family.
Right. It's because Pittsburgh has had like 4 coaches in their entire 70-year history. They just don't get rid of guys.
That's true.
Tomlin should have been fired 3 times already. He should have been. I would have fired him. I would have fired him at least twice. I might have given him a pass on the 3rd one. They're good coaches. They're just not complete coaches. Okay. If Pete Carroll was hired, as Bud Grant suggested, as we talked about in the previous episode, he would still be the head coach of the Vikings.
And you'd have at least 2 Super Bowls.
Right. And all these other names would not even be in the discussion. All these other coaches' names would not even be in discussion. So I got last one thing before we switch to your game, Cap.
They had a shot at Pete, though, but, they pulled the trigger on Denny.
Yeah. And you know what? You think Bud Grant's the face of the franchise, and you get some new ownership in, and they just kind of say, thanks for putting in your suggestion, but we're going to go with Denny Green.
Yeah.
And Denny Green was a good coach,
Yep.
but Denny Green, to me, to be fair, falls in with Billick, Tomlin, and Dungy. That's where he falls. It's as simple as that. If people don't like it, I don't care. That's the reality of it. Okay. Got one game ball. And the only reason I got this game ball is just to get the attention of my partner, Captain Book.
This must be going to my guy. Let me hear. I got to hear this myself, though.
Even though he seemed to be quiet the first 2 weeks, he actually wasn't. And when Cap got to see him in person, this dude he's prime time.
He's a game changer.
I'm telling you, Deion Sanders might actually give up his name prime time to this guy.
I don't know if Deion going to give that name up. Deion really likes that name. He wants his picture in the dictionary.
Yeah, but he's getting gray. He's losing his mind. It's time to give up the name.
But he paid his dues, though.
He did. Well, you know what?
He laid the
Here's
work
what I'll say
down.
about prime. There's a lot of people that did not like Deion Sanders.
I like Deion.
Billy Gold was not, or the real deal and Billy Gold were not 2 of those people that thought that. Prime time backed up what he said. All respect. I wish we had a chance. I will say this. I did have him on one of my teams. It just wasn't in the NFL. I had him on the Yankees.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. So,
no, Captain Book has major respect for prime time.
Yeah, much respect. Dude, yeah, but, all right, maybe, all right, here's what I'll say, Deion. Can we call him mini prime time? Can we give him something?
Oh, he might give him that.
Give him mini.
Yeah, he might show him some love like that.
Because this guy is a baller.
Yeah,
and you know what? Here's what I will say, Cap, before I turn it over to your game. Justin Jefferson has totally made me forget about Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, Diggs has a problem sometimes staying healthy, but are you kidding me with Justin Jefferson? And I told you the impression I got because I pay attention to the pregame, video footage when they put cameras on the players, especially the primetime ballers. That cat right there, He's ready to go.
He came out on all fours and he was jumping around and flipping. He was a man.
Yeah, he's ready to go. And he
rolling through the smoke.
Yep. And he got it done too. He performed just like he came out. So hats off to that guy. So B Gold. And this is definitely not a question for the real deal, but have you heard the old saying, patience is a virtue?
Never.
Do you believe it?
No, there's no patience.
I know it to be true.
Yeah. Okay.
Things take time, and often folks want what they want, and they want it like yesterday. It doesn't work like that. You have to work at things to get them right.
Okay, so we've been working since I've been following. They came in the league in 1961. I was born in 1962. I started following in 1969. I've been patiently waiting. Let's see. 31 to get to 2020. Yeah. I've been waiting 52 years.
Yeah.
When is it time to say patience is gone?
The problem with that is that you've been patient, but the management hasn't. They haven't been consistent.
We've had multiple management.
And that's a problem. And that's one of the reasons why, even though you say Tomlin is like a, product of his environment to a degree, they kept him there and he got a Super Bowl win. So I know you don't want to hear that, but
he didn't have much to do with it.
If they leave people in place sometimes, because the talent that has come through the Vikings organization is ridiculous. And I know Chris Carter can't answer why he doesn't have a ring. Dante Culpepper.
Moss.
All of them. They can't answer that because they should have one. So let me set this example. When an ice sculptor gets a huge block of ice in front of them, they can't just make one slice and be done, can they? No. They got to put that work in. That means you have to have a plan and you have to get to work and you got to pay dues. You got to get more information and try to execute your plan. And sometimes people try to rush it. Seahawks wanted us, and I did too. I wanted, Waldron to just jump out there fast. But they got to go back to the basics. And that's kind of what we're starting to do if you're watching us play. We're nickel and diming the offense. No panic, patience, and clouds of dust. The ice sculpture mentality. Chip away until it's perfected.
All right. Can I just interrupt there for
go
one
ahead,
second?
Go ahead.
And I'm not trying to get
no, let's go.
in your grill here.
Let's go.
But so if we were playing at Metropolitan Stadium, I'd go with the ice sculpture thing. But you know what? We're indoors. It's melting. It's melting, Cap.
Yeah, you guys are almost to the point where, we may have to pull that that command that nobody on the ship wants to hear. You guys are
Abandoned ship.
Exactly. I mean, that's the sentiment I'm getting from the Vikings right now. It's early, but you guys have been through so much that it's hard to want to stay with this crew. But I come from a different side. No matter how good you are, you have to be patient and you got to get a plan and you got to stick to it. Now, one of the things I definitely got to look at is the effort.
How many head coaches have you guys had in your
total?
History? Yeah, total.
That's a good question. I want to say maybe six. Maybe six.
Okay.
Starting with Jack Patera, and we got Chuck Knox in there, Tom Flores, Ken Behring. There's a couple others that I might have missed. And then we got to Pete. And what also helped us, though, is the management that was there with Pete. You got modern day John Schneider, who's an advanced thinking person, forward thinker, innovative, not afraid to take risks. If he was in the 1800s, he'd be at the saloon every night.
Good point.
With
Good
cards.
Point. And I will say this because we had a guy, Red McCombs, who owned our teams for a while.
Now, that's a cool name.
And he's a cool name, but he's out. Because you know what? All he wanted to do is get Minnesota out of Minnesota and go get a new stadium somewhere else.
Can't have that.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted them out of there. So Red McCombs, probably however long he owned the team, and I'm we have a couple of things we have to check out. First of all, total head coaches for you, total head coaches for us. Right. I believe we're somewhere around 8, but we definitely have to find that out. So I've got a little fact check for total head coaches. Red McCombs, he probably, he was worried about making money and getting us out of there. So there's some times in our organizational structure timeline that these guys are worried about making money. I really like the Wilf family. I really think they're doing the right thing. What they did with the stadium and the practice field.
Phenomenal.
And spending the money.
Yeah. You got to give them props for that.
Yeah.
Which shows that they care about their players.
And they come out of New York. So they've watched the Giants when Lawrence Terrell was there. That's when they were part of that organization. I think they have the right mindset. And I think they're trying to stay on what you're saying, Cap, to stay with the same coach.
Yeah.
I'm just.
You need all levels of management, though, to be on the same page.
I'm getting to when I hear that this is the first year that Mike Zimmer is sitting down with Kirk Cousins to talk about offense.
That's frustrating.
That concerns me.
So, and I'm going to close down, but I don't want to go through all of the stats, but I want to talk about, if you looked at the stat sheet, actually, you're going to see that we were lopsided in the wrong way. But one of the things I do take out of this game, and it was kind of painful at the very beginning because the offense was doing these 3 and outs, which I can't stand, but our defense was holding the line. I mean, Diggs, I see you out there. He comes up and thumps like a guy that used to play for the Seahawks. He comes up and hammers people. People ain't talking about Jamal Adams, but he's been lighting people up and leading tackles as well. Diggs got our first turnover of the year. He got him a pick in the, I think it was the first quarter. So I want to give him props for that. But the other thing I just want to touch on is that I was on Shane Waldron for not having the ball hardly. We had the ball for 28 minutes, even though we had some dead drives, and we still rock and rolled, especially in the second half. We actually got points on the board in the second half. So they didn't quit, which I knew we would not. We got to get better on third down. That's for darn sure. Oh, boy. I tell you what, though, red zone, and I mentioned it early on that when Russell's over the 50, he's deadly. And this game here, 4 for 4.
Yeah.
Balling.
So your squad bounced back, and they took care of business on the road. Nice
Yes,
job.
we did. Thank you, brother.
Nice job. I didn't see what happened. What happened to San Francisco quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo? How come he went out of the game?
Yeah, so Garopp got a calf injury, and he was unable to come back in. I guess he couldn't put enough pressure on it to where he felt safe.
And you guys definitely confused Trey Lance.
Oh, yeah. On that note, Ryan Neal, brother, can you hear me? I know who you are. A lot of people don't, but I know who you are. And you brought your A game, man. And I want to say there were 4 third downs where he had an impact that helped our defense get off the field. And that just shows me that when he ain't getting his reps, he's on the sideline paying attention. He's watching film. He's definitely in the weight room because he knows that he could be called in at any second. And he came up for the D big. So I want to give a quick, I got to give out a Bam Bam award. I have to.
Let's do it.
So this is the new thing we started for whoever gets the hardest hit in the Seahawks game, but I'll extend it to outside teams eventually. But this is a guy that doesn't get talked about enough, but he's a captain on the Seattle Seahawks. So with 6 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter, Brandon Ayuk, you got bam-bammed by Nick Bellore, special teams captain. He leads the league in special teams tackles. And I call that a double pop-off because he not only knocked off Brandon's helmet, he knocked his own helmet off. That's balling right there. So well done, Nick Bellore. Keep doing your thing, bro, and stay healthy.
Yeah, you showed me that clip. And
I had to share it.
Yeah.
I was sharing it all day at work. Not all day, for about 30 minutes of the last part of the day.
Exactly. So he called the whole team together to take a peek at that.
It was good stuff.
All right.
But yeah, that's the wrap, brother.
All right. So we had the recap of our games. Before we move on to this upcoming week, I have something I'm going to throw out there. I got the real deal trade proposal.
Uh-oh, this is new.
Real deal trade proposal. San Francisco's QB play has not been good this year.
It's been a little shaky. That's true.
And we know that Coach Shanahan loves himself some Kirk Cousins. We know, back from the Washington day.
Where are you going with this?
The Vikings are not winning the Super Bowl this year. Simply put.
You saying that you putting that out there right now going into week 5?
Yeah, we're not winning the Super Bowl.
Man, I know there's some mad people over there in Purple People Eater country.
Scolders, you feel me. You know me. It's time to make some changes.
Crew, is it time for the crew to do it? Come on, B. Is this B Gold talking, or is this the real deal?
I'm gonna put this trade breakdown out now.
All right.
I'm gonna give them an opportunity to take care of business in Detroit, but we'll talk about that later. Here's the trade breakdown. Vikings, and I got all the cap numbers figured in this, so this can happen. And I think it's pretty fair. Coach Shanahan loves himself some Kirk Cousins. You can have him.
He can have them.
Here's the trade.
Mm-hmm.
The trade is send Kirk Cousins with a cap hit of $31 million, and a 4th-round pick to the 49ers for Jimmy Garoppolo with a cap hit of $26 million, Trey Lance, a cap hit of $6 million, and a 1st-round pick.
I don't think there's any way they're going to give you Trey Lance.
If they want to win a championship there, if they think they can win, if their window is open right now to win a championship, and they believe they have the players in place, because George Kittle, he's already dropped to the number 3 tight end in the league. Next year, he might go to 5. If this is their window to win it,
he didn't have a good game.
Right. If this is their window to win it,
yeah,
and Shanahan believes that, why not?
Hey, you know what? The only thing they can do is say no.
Exactly. So I think the cap numbers match up. You might say that they're not going to give up Trey Lance, but you never know. Is Coach Shanahan going to be around long enough to experience how Trey Lance could be? Because you know what?
That's the question.
He looked like a guy who needs a couple of years on the bench.
If he's on the hot seat, and the thing with that, but if he's on the hot seat, he might be willing to roll some dice like that.
Because if he could sell the ownership, hey, I'm the one that made Kirk Cousins who he is. I'm just saying the numbers match up. I know he loves them. I think if the Vikings have the opportunity to unload him, this is the time. The numbers match up. A 1st-round pick for the 49ers, if they think they're going to win a Super Bowl, is going to be picked somewhere in the high 20s or 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they don't make it, I don't think it's much of a risk for them. For us, then we get Trey Lance competing with Kellen Mond. I think we have 2 young quarterbacks. I think our future looks bright. We have Cook, we have Jefferson. Thielen's getting a little up there, but I still think he could be one of those serviceable guys that last another 5 years. So it's just a proposal.
It's a good one though, because if you get Trey Lance in the Minnesota Viking uniform, he's going to be a baller. The thing that got him messed up last week was that they only put in like a series or 2 for him. If you get a full game plan for that guy,
Garoppolo went out, so he
that's
played
what I'm
a lot.
saying.
Yeah, exactly.
He did, but they didn't have packages in advance for him. In the NFL, if you're the QB1, you're getting almost all the reps depending on your coach. So if they give him a full game plan and let him use his skills, he might act up.
I'm not sure Trey Lance is better than Kellen Mond. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
I don't even know Kellen Mond. Where's he from?
That's our rookie quarterback this year.
Where's he from?
Oh, now you put me.
What program?
Yeah.
We got to follow up. I'll do that follow up.
We got to do a follow up.
I need to find out.
But I was saying he was probably the 6th rated quarterback on the board.
Okay.
But he's not going to play. Matter of fact, he's not going to play so much this year that we took Sean Mannion back from you guys, and he's our backup quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah. So Trey Lance, trying to think of where he's from.
We'll find out where Kellen Mond is from.
Again, I own up when I own up. I should know where he's from.
That's
I can tell you, he was very highly touted. He was the 6th quarterback on the board after Mac Jones, even though Mac Jones was supposed to go higher. Mac Jones went 5th. Kellen Mond.
So he's 6th. A baller then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll definitely do a recap on that one.
Okay.
All right. Let's move to this week's game. So, Cap, since you have the Thursday night game, do you want to speak about your game first before I talk about our Sunday night game against Detroit?
Yeah, why not? This is not going to take too long. I mean, we've been playing the Rams since 1976 since our existence. Even though technically, I guess we came into existence in 75, but we didn't hit the field till 76. So that's what I'm riding with. We lead the series right now 25-22. So we've almost played each other 50 times. This is our 48th meeting. We have serious history with them. I have bad memories of watching the best or the greatest show on turf, as they called it, knock us out of playoff games as they went on to get to the Super Bowl. So you know what this is for us? It's time for payback. That's what it is. It's time for payback. So at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time at Lumen Stadium in Seattle, Washington, a.k.a. the Coast City, we will see you there. The Rams are 3-1. They're riding pretty high right now, feeling good. We are 2-2. They might think we're down. We got one division game under our belt. We got the short turnaround, the best division in the league, but it means one thing, B-Gold. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
It means we need everybody. Everybody needs to show up.
All hands on deck.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. We're coming off a win, but we're going into enemy we were coming off of a win in enemy territory, but now we're back in the pastures of the Emerald City. So
the Greenland.
The concepts don't change. Keep chipping away to our squad. The people talk about, the Seahawks, are they going to be competitive this year? Man, look in Pete Carroll's name, and it's right there. Pete, you can't even compete without Pete. Can't do it. So, it's just not how we're built. So one of the things that's going to happen is that, the streak that a lot of people didn't want to talk about until late last week was that Russell Wilson has never lost 3 games in a row. That's what I held my hat on to. I'm like, ain't no way Russell going to go lose 3 games in a row. Doesn't matter where he plays. Like I said, we'll go to the moon and knock somebody off if we have to. So we're going to be ready to go. The media and everybody probably going to pick, the Rams to win.
At your house?
That's cool with me. And you know what?
I gave that some thoughts. When we get to the picks, I actually gave that some thought.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it. But
yeah,
with the 12s?
Listen, man, we already lost 1 home game in front of the 12s this year. Don't think the fellas are not going to try to make up for that. Coming back home, and if we rock the action green uniforms on Thursday like we usually do, and if they light the Space Needle up with that emerald green on Thursday so that the Green Lantern can see his lantern from space, it's going down. So I'll give you my pick when we get there, but just don't miss this game. Don't miss it.
Thursday night, right? Thursday night, what's it, like an 8:20 start?
8:20 Eastern time.
All right.
Time to ball out.
Let's get to the Vikings matchup, week 5. The Lions visit Minnesota. The Vikings lead the all-time series 79-39, and also 2 ties. I never see that one. I do the unusual all time. That's back when they had some ties. The last matchup was the regular season finale of last year, a lost year for the Vikings, but they did pull out the victory, 37-35. We're 1-3. My prediction for the season record started out at 10 wins and 7 losses.
You still on track?
We're 1-3, but I've looked at the schedule, and I'm gonna stay right now with the pick of 10-7. And just shout out to for the man on the board who's not only the production engineers, but now we're going to start getting him involved on some research in-game action here.
Oh, sweet.
Kellen Mond is from Texas.
Longhorns.
He went to Texas A&M. So that's where he's from. And, I should have known that. My apologies. And, hey, if it's my fault, it's my fault.
Hey, thanks for dropping some chaff out there, Top Gun. Keep the enemy off us.
The Lions,
appreciate that.
Yeah, but, so he has a lot of promise. And actually, my current boss, his son played in the Arena Football League. And Jake, his name's Jake, and I always lean on Jake after Minnesota picks a quarterback. And he said, listen, this guy, Kellen Mond, is underrated. He needs a little time to develop, but he has the size, the weight, and the mentality to be good at this position. Now, it doesn't always work out, but I'm going to take it from a QB's mind. That's why I said if you get Trey Lance here, I'm not sure he actually steps up to be the number 1, because I think Kellen Mond, you got to look. If we're looking at what's happened so far with the quarterbacks, Mac Jones, who was picked 5th, has been the best QB out of the rookie class.
And he's gotten all the reps too, though.
He's gotten all the reps.
Yeah.
Texas is a big coaching.
Yeah, great coaching. And Texas is a big time program. That competition would be actually pretty fun to watch.
Exactly. So the Lions and Vikings played twice annually since the Vikings entered the league's Western Conference in 1961. The 2 teams moved to the NFC Central after the AFL-NFL merger in 1970, which later became the NFC North after the NFL's 2002 realignment. This is the only NFC North rivalry without any head-to-head postseason meetings.
None?
None. Both teams are known for their bad luck.
Oh, man.
So I have a fun fact.
I know you're going to dig this.
Notable players who have played with both teams. Running back Amir Abdullah, who is still on our roster. He pretty much is a 3rd down back, and he also returns kicks.
I believe he's a Washington State Cougar.
I believe
product.
You're correct. Yes.
Okay.
Offensive tackle Riley Reif, who we just cut last year, and now he plays for the Bengals, and wide receiver Nate Burleson. So
Nate from the crib.
Players who have played on both teams. So, Kat, what do you have for your preview for this week?
Well, I just kind of touched on the Rams already, so I'm pretty much done wrapping that up. I just am ready to get the score out there so that everybody can understand what's about to happen. You haven't seen the Seahawks play 4 quarters yet, and you've seen us be in every game, even when we play 2. On Thursday, 8:20 p.m., under the dark skies of Seattle, Washington, a.k.a. the Coast City, you're going to see the Seattle Seahawks drop 38 points on the incoming Los Angeles Rams, who will score 17 in a desperate battle to try to figure out who they really are. We're going to show everybody who we are, and the Rams are going to have to figure out who they are. So get ready. Nobody's going to expect it except the 12s and the entire Emerald Nation and every single Seahawk on the roster.
All right, good. So before we get to our picks, I'm going to pick give the score for the Minnesota-Detroit game, and then I'll talk about our season prediction record. And sorry, Cap, sorry I got us out of line there. I'm typically used to going first on the talk about the game, so sorry that I asked you to. But it's a good. You segued it good.
We rock and roll.
So I'm looking at the Minnesota-Detroit game, and if Minnesota doesn't take care of this, you're going to want to tune in, but because I'm going to be ornery. I'm seeing Minnesota. If this should be an easy victory.
Don't say easy. Don't say easy.
This should be an easy victory. Minnesota 31, Detroit 13. That's where I'm going with this.
Wow. Now, you didn't put out a Seattle score yet, did you?
I did not. That's going to come when we do our predictions.
Okay.
So we'll go through those games.
All right.
I'll start out with those 2 so you can get yours. Mine is already out there.
Yep. And my Seahawks score's out there already.
Exactly. Your Seahawks score, but I don't really, we're doing wins or losses. So before we get to that, let's talk about the season prediction record after the week 4 results. The captain, another impressive week, 11 wins and 5 losses.
Ballin'.
He's now 43 wins and 19 losses for the season. That is really, really good. The real deal, he wasn't far behind. He went 10 wins and 6 losses, 1 game behind.
Neck and neck.
Now he stands 1 game behind the cap at 42 wins and 20 losses for the season.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Book when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Book is never alone. With his guide, he goes by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac. Never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed, in comes the real deal. He's got a real feel for NFL skill. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Book and Be Gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. Pico picks, battle tested.
Woo!
Let's go. Week 5, what up?
Shout out, Ric Flair. We bring him in every week. He's not my favorite wrestler, but I just love the way he enters the stadium. All right, let's get to our predictions. Let's talk about, Cap, you picked your score for Seattle. Why don't you give me your take on the Vikings at home against the Lions?
Minnesota's going to hold serve at the house. They're going to come flying out of that Viking ship. Justin Jefferson's going to act completely out of control. Vikings are going to beat them down 31-10. Check game.
Wow, I had 31-13. All right, I'm going to go to the Seattle game. Rams visiting the 12s. The 49ers QBs could not exploit the Seahawks secondary. Matt Stafford will. But I still see the Seahawks winning at home. 24-23, Hawks.
Now, they did get 170-something yarder on us, but that was a blown coverage from my man Sidney. Sidney's all good. Boy, you were balling.
So it wasn't Flowers?
No, Flowers didn't start. They switched it up. They put an aggressive package together.
Speaking about that, not starting, Dantzler finally got to play cornerback because Breland had an illness during the game, and Dantzler came in and played pretty good.
Okay.
And I thought he was going to start again this next week, but the day after the game, he's on the COVID protocol list.
Oh, wow.
And actually, he had a very highly graded game. All right.
Good.
Let's move on to the rest of our predictions.
Let's go.
Jets at Atlanta. I have the Jets. They just got their first win, and Atlanta has failed to impress, but should have enough to beat the Jets. I got Atlanta 31, Jets 24.
Yeah, Jets look good. They fought hard, but they're going into a hot Atlanta, angry Atlanta team. Atlanta's going to get a win at home, 24-19.
You got Atlanta as well.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to Denver at Pittsburgh. I was very on point with this at the beginning of the season. I mean, so on point that you would have thought I had a crystal ball. He did have one week of brilliance, but Big Ben is shot.
You think he's done?
He's shot. And you know what? Bridgewater's coming off a concussion. This should be a close game. I see Pittsburgh 21, Denver 20.
Okay, you got Pittsburgh holding serve at home. I got Denver going in there getting a 26-21 win. It's going to be unheard of, but that's what's going to happen. No.
What you got?
Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh 21, Denver 20. My bad.
All right, so you have Pittsburgh.
Yeah, my bad.
You have the same thing, 21-20?
Yep.
That's what I picked.
We did that last week too.
21-20. All right, so I have to maybe cross that out, make a correction on there. Old school, we're still crossing stuff out and writing things down.
Old school. That's how you get it done.
All right, Green Bay at Cincinnati. The Bengals, they've had 10 days to rest and prepare. They're a pretty solid squad.
Yes, they are.
We've seen them. I'm thinking at home, they hold off Green Bay 27-24.
I got Cincinnati holding it down at home with my man Joe Burrow representing the Bayou State and Cincinnati, getting his first win against Mr. Aaron Rodgers, 28-27. It'll be tight, but he's going to find a way.
All right, good. So let's move on to Miami at Tampa Bay. Miami, lately they've been awful. Then Tampa Bay just came off an emotional win at New England.
A little ugly, but they got it done.
Yeah, it's still an emotional,
Yep.
you know. It doesn't matter. You know, if you look in the record column the next day, it's in the win column. It's not in the loss column.
That's right.
I got Tampa Bay protecting home field 30-17.
You have Tampa Bay winning at home, too. They're going to get regrounded 30-24 win over a tough but struggling Miami team to find the W's.
They are struggling. All right, moving on to New England at Houston. This is my lock of the week. New England has had solid play across the board, defense and offense. And they got a rookie quarterback. You know, they're going through some growing pains, but they're going to take the road win. I got them 24-13.
Yeah, I got Houston taking the L. They're going to score 10 points. New England's going to score 30. They have some good momentum right now, even though they took a L last week.
Yeah,
and they're gonna ride that into Houston.
Yeah, their line play is really good.
And Houston doesn't have a quarterback that anybody knows right now. So we'll see how that turns out.
So next up, we have New Orleans at Washington.
Okay.
New Orleans did not look good versus the Giants. And the Washington football team is better than people think.
They are good.
I got Washington hold and serve at home 24-21.
Yeah, I see New Orleans redirecting themselves. They got kind of caught slipping against the Giants, and then they went into overtime where anything could happen. And Saquon did what he does. The Saints are going to be focused against the Washington football team. They're going to go into their house. They're going to knock over some soup cans. They're going to make a sandwich and leave the butter knife on the counter. They're not going to clean up. It's going to be Saints 27, Washington 10. What up?
So they're gonna finish the glass of milk. They're not gonna leave any like Santa does. They're not gonna leave anything in the glass.
They're just gonna leave the glass on the counter.
Yeah, Santa takes one bite of a cookie
and bails
and leaves a half a glass of milk. But Jameis Winston,
you don't believe in him?
I do not.
But
we'll
he's
see.
got to earn that. He has to earn that.
He does. All right, let's move on to Philly at Carolina. Carolina got off to a hot start this year because of who they were playing. That's my take on it. McCaffrey, questionable. He might come back this week. This could go either way. I got Carolina 21, Philly 20.
All right, I got Carolina 21 at home, Philadelphia 24.
So you got Philly winning.
I think Jalen Hurts gets his marching orders and unleashes himself inside their house.
24-21, you got Philly?
Yeah, McCaffrey's not there.
No, he's going to play this week, they're saying.
Well, we're going to find out. That could be a game changer. So We'll see what happens. But I'll ride with Philly.
And one thing I will say, now that we changed our format, we actually have a lot more information. Not that we weren't great already, but our predictions should get better, Cap. We've got all this extra info.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to Tennessee at Jacksonville. I see Tennessee right in the ship with Jacksonville. I see Tennessee 27 and Jacksonville 26.
Yeah, for that game, I have Tennessee 24 going into Jacksonville, getting the W. Jacksonville 21. It'll be a good game.
You got Tennessee what?
Tennessee 24, Jacksonville 21.
Jacksonville 21. All right, good. Let's move to the 4 p.m. games. Chicago at the Raiders. Raiders took their first loss last night,
Called it.
but they'll rebound. I did too. We'll rebound at home against the Bears. I got Raiders 24, Bears 16.
Yeah, I got the Las Vegas Raiders knocking off the Chicago Bears 30-10. Chicago looks a little bit out of sorts right now.
They do. All right, another 4 p.m. game. Cleveland at the Chargers.
Oh, you know what this means.
Yeah. This is a big game. You know what? I have to be impressed with Cleveland, but then I watched the Chargers play last night. They were impressive at all. Also,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? I have written here: Cleveland 27, Chargers 21.
You going to keep it or you going to change it?
I think I'm going to have a last-minute change here, and I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers 26 and Cleveland 24.
This game is my upset of the week.
All right.
Cleveland goes into LA, knocks off the Chargers 31-28 in a thriller. That's my upset of the week.
31-28, you have Cleveland. So I have to make sure that I circle this and cross this off point for my pick. Wow. So I initially had Cleveland 27, Chargers 21 as well as winning. But you know what?
You rolled out on me.
I watched the Chargers play last night. I was very impressed.
Yep. That's good. This is going to be a good one.
And you know what? I think Stefanski, after coming off an emotional return to Minnesota, might have his guard down a little bit. We'll see.
Well, Cleveland will be very, very hungry.
Chargers, I'm sorry. Let's move on. Giants at the Cowboys.
We didn't forget you this week, New York.
Dallas is clicking right now and should handle the Giants at home. I got Cowboys 28, Giants 20.
Okay, I got the Cowboys rocking and rolling at home, 28-14. Giants will fight, but they're not ready for Dallas yet.
Exactly. And I don't like when the Cowboys are good. All right.
Well, they're looking good right now, so you might want to brace.
Let's move on to the 49ers visiting Arizona. Arizona has been impressive this year. And San Francisco, until they make the trade for Kirk Cousins, has no QB. My prediction, Arizona 27, San Francisco 14.
Oh, man, get ready for more points in that game. That's going to be the game of the week right there. There's going to be a shootout, a old-fashioned Wild West shootout.
Who's playing QB for the 49ers?
Oh, you'll see. You'll see. They're going to get that man a package. Trust me. They're going to give him a package and get him his reps.
All right.
And he's going to ball out. Now, he ain't going to beat Kyler.
Arizona's defense, they got some good ends there.
Exactly.
He's going to be running for his life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying 38. I was going to say 38-37, but it's going to have to be 38-27. But I think Arizona's going to run off. They're going to run off.
All right, let's move to the Sunday night football game, Buffalo at Kansas City. KC has struggled a bit this year, and I think that continues in a high-scoring affair. I got Buffalo 34, KC 30.
Yeah, I think the defenses are going to show up a little bit more on this one because pride is starting to kick in. But I see Kansas City sneaking out a win at home, 21-20.
Wow, that's a low-scoring affair with
Yeah, that's unusual for those two.
Yeah. All right, moving to the Monday night game. Indy at Baltimore. Despite not having a legitimate running back, Baltimore takes care of business 27-17.
Yeah, Baltimore's going to – this is Monday night. This is Lamar's time. He's going to get that entire offense ignited, and they're going to get after Indianapolis. They're going to put 40 on them, and Indy's going to get 17.
40, wow, 47, wow. All right, let's quickly move over to our Fantasy Football League. Fantasy Football update. The Real Deal defeated the Caps team, Destiny's Travelways, 124-0. to 83.
Yeah, we had a fuel problem. We couldn't get the fuel filled up in the tank there for some reason.
And now stand at 3-1, holding down first place in East Division. The powers that be have the real deal as a 98% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, he's feeling real good right now. I can't blame him.
Cap's team, Destiny's Travelways, now stands at 1-3. Improvements, Cap. You got to get them going.
Yeah, yeah, we're looking up from the basement right now, and it's like nobody wants to open the door for us to get out.
We do have a trade in the works where I'm gonna. I have offered Cap Jason Myers, kicker. I believe he's gonna send me back Sony Michelle. I was gonna cut Myers, so I know Cap.
Yeah, Sony ain't getting no run. He's not getting any runs.
Yeah, he likes to get the.
It's not a bad idea to have two kickers.
Sony's not staying on the squad. He's gonna be cut. Anyway,
Right.
week 5 starters for me. QB Josh Allen, running back Derrick Henry, running back James Robinson, wide receivers Stephon Diggs and Calvin Ridley, tight end Darren the Baller Waller, flex, he's been great this year, Cooper Kupp, defense, right now I have New Orleans. I might make a late week change based on the matchup, so not guaranteed I'm playing New Orleans. Kicker, the recently picked up Daniel Carlson, who should be kicking for the Vikings, will be my kicker. The bench, Myles Gaskin continue to sit. He just hasn't got it going. Deebo Samuel's been great this year. I don't have a spot for him. Mike Davis, running back. Wide receiver Marvin Jones also been good this year. QB Matt Stafford, who you're going to face Thursday night. Wide receiver Deontay Johnson, and currently kicker Jason Myers. Like I said, I'm going to be. I have on the trade market. Transactions and why I did them. I dropped running back Latavius Murray from Baltimore and added kicker Raiders Daniel Carlson. I benched Seattle kicker Jason Myers and activated Daniel Carlson. So that's what I got for Fantasy Cap. What do you got?
All right, I'm starting Russell Wilson on Thursday night. So in a couple of days, my man will be out there representing the squad. Destiny Travelways. We got Javonte Williams at running back starting for us against Pittsburgh's defense. He's our Denver running back. Also got Kenyon Drake from the Las Vegas Raiders, although I might sneak Alex Collins in this game. But right now I got Kenyon Drake in there going against Chicago's defense. CeeDee Lamb again from Dallas going against the Giants. He might get 30 points for us. I'm not sure. I got Jason Waddle from Miami, wide receiver. I'm liking this game right now. They're going against Tampa Bay, so it'll be an interesting matchup. George Kittle's questionable, so I may start Will Dissly there against the Rams. But right now, Kittle's going to be starting against Arizona. He'll be looking for a bounce-back game. And I got Devontae Smith from Philly, wide receiver who balls out. They're going against Carolina. His game is looking real strong this year. I got the Seahawks defense. I ride or die with them regardless, so we'll be going against the Rams, and whatever it brings, it brings. Ryan Suckup right now is the kicker. They're going against Miami. I got to keep an eye on that one. I may have to start, if I can get the Myers kid, I will start him. But that's how we rolling this year for this week, week 5. Destiny Travelways, baby, we coming for you.
All right, cool. Scolders, 12s, and all you football fanatics, thanks for tuning in today. And make sure you get the word out on the street to check out all of our episodes. The Vikes, they need to get against Detroit, or it might be time to.
There's panic in the purple state.
The Hawks bounce back with an impressive win and hope to continue their momentum against the Rams Thursday night. Cap, as you always do, bring us home.
Well, first of all, before I bring us home, I got to give a super special shout out to Johnny King. If y'all heard the track that was being played underneath our prediction picks, that's the genius of Johnny King. And we'll give you more information on him later.
We can't thank you enough.
No, that's my guy right there. So, and we'll give you more information on him later. But to all my Scolders, to the 12s, to all Seahawks and the entire Emerald Nation, our fantastic voyage is well underway. Vikings and Seahawks fans, one chip at a time, keep chipping away. Let's keep carving up this big block of ice that we started the season with and show the world what a true masterpiece looks like. It takes work, as you know, week by week, day by day, minute by minute, but we are built for this. So Scolders, 12s, as you hear the Jowler horn in the distance, fueled by the glow of emerald green in the night sky, know that you are not alone. We got this. Scolders, skol on. And to my 12s, I will now leave you with our universal phrase that reaffirms our universal, unbreakable connection that affirms we shall meet again. Go Hawks. Peace.